World War Heroes is not beginner friendly. In the past, I've tried making new accounts starting the game from scratch, and the highest I've ever reached out of all of them is level 18. Why is that, you may ask? Well, there's actually 3 reasons for this. Now, before I do go ahead and list all of these reasons, I'd first like to talk about how World War Heroes weapon system works. There's a selection of weapons in the game which are divided into categories, and in these categories the weakest weapons are always on the left side, and as you go along over to the right you have the more powerful ones. After buying one of these weapons, you'll have access to being able to equip your weapon with different attachments, some camos, as well as an upgrade system. For upgrading weapons, you need these things called upgrade points, as well as credits, both of which can be bought with gold, as you can see right here. And of course, you can buy gold with real money, although it's not showing here for some reason. There are other ways of getting gold, but you basically get the idea. And instead of grinding and doing all of that, you can pretty much just buy any weapon you want in the game straight up just like that. And so even if you're just starting out in the game and you're level 2 or something, you can still have the best weapon in the game. And now on my 3 reasons onto why it's so hard to start as a beginner in World War Heroes. My first point is, new players have the same amount of resources as older players. As an old player, the daily routine of World War Heroes is buying contracts, completing them, and saving gold. As a new player, you're expected to immediately follow this dry, dead, and mind-numbing routine, and the only resource advantage you pretty much have over the older ones is the level up rewards. Although the gold you do get from leveling up is pretty mediocre, a good weapon will cost you about 5,000 gold, which will take you about 3 weeks of completing contracts to get. And as a new player, yeah, that's not that great of an introduction to the game. Now on to reason number 2. The game gets harder at a certain level, which is between 12 to 15. I'm not too sure which one, but yeah. Once you hit this level, you'll be facing players that have way better weapons than you, and the difference in power is quite large, and so you'll be required to get a much better weapon in order to keep up. But guess what? You basically won't have enough gold too. Since the amount of gold you can get is pretty much the same as someone who has been playing the gold for long, you can pretty much just make 250 plus or so every single day just from completing contracts. Basically what I'm trying to say is that at this stage, you'll pretty much be suffering a lot, and through this struggling stage, you might even decide to quit the game. And now for my final reason is that the matchmaking at lower levels is horrible. Now the developers have tried to fix this issue, but for one, there's a lot of bots in matches that automatically just spawn in with better weapons, and there's pretty much no way that that M3 of yours is going to survive. And also most people who start the game who might be at your level might decide to buy a stronger weapon, and so even if you're at the same level, you're still going to be suffering a lot, man. There are definitely solutions to these issues though, and I would actually be pretty happy to make a guide. But yeah, but that's all from my side. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you are a new player watching this, yeah, they're here for your money, man, not necessarily your time.
You want some water, Dean? You want me to turn on the water? You can have a drink, Dean? Have a drink. Fuck you, Dean.